To compare box plots, I am going to draw them both on the same axes. I have two 5-number summaries supplied for me for Greenville and Oaktown, and I have labels supplied. Remember that labels are very important. Do not forget to provide labels for your box plots. I also need to provide the scale on my number line. So I notice that I have a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 22. I am not going to write in every number because they get crowded too close together. So I didn't write the 2, but here's the 3. I won't write the 4, but here's the 5, and so on. Being very careful that I am evenly and correctly labeling my number line so that there is one tick mark for each number, even if I have only put the labels on every other. Now that my number line is all labeled up, I am going to choose a nice green color to construct my box plot for Greenville. I'm also going to use a ruler just to keep everything nice and neat. So my minimum for Greenville here is at a 1. So I want to make sure that when I construct my box plot here, that I am right at the 1. Next, I'm going to put in my first quartile, which is here at 8. My median is at 12. My third quartile is at 16. And my maximum is at 22. Now I'm going to draw in my whiskers and box plot. So my box is going to contain the interquartile range from the first quartile up to the third quartile. And my whiskers are going to go from my minimum to the first quartile, and from the third quartile to my maximum. So that's my first box plot. We're going to turn our ruler back over here and let us grab a nice blue color here for Oaktown. We're going to do the same thing that we just did for Greenville for Oaktown. This time my minimum is at 2. I want to make sure that I have some space, but I am working on the same number line. My first quarter here is at 6. My median is at 8. Third quarter is at 9. And my maximum is at 15. Again, I'm going to need to close up my box and draw in my whiskers. First quarter to third quarter. And my whiskers go from my minimum to my first quarter and from my third quarter to my maximum. So the last thing that I need to think about is the comparison. And some words that we like to use when we are doing comparisons are included down here on the bottom. We have some words to use: quartiles, median, interquartile range, range, and spread. So one thing that I can say is that Greenville has a minimum data point in its data set that's less than the minimum data point. Right here, this is less than the minimum data point for Oaktown. I can also say that the median of the data for Greenville is greater than the median of the data for Oakdale. A third thing I can say is that 100%, that is, all of these sites at Oaktown, have no more than 15 here parts per billion of lead in the drinking water. While more than 25%, that is, after this third quartile all the way up to the maximum, we have 25% of the data in this last quarter. So more than 25% of the sites in Greenville have more than 15 parts per billion of lead in the drinking water, since this third quartile is at 16. This entire quarter has too much lead in the drinking water.